Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Are we live? Are you live? As always, first and foremost, let me know that you can see. Let me know that you can hear. Tell me if I'm alive. Tell me if you're alive. Tell me what's going on. What's going on? What's going on with you? What's going on with me? I don't know. You tell me. Are we here? Are we here? Speak to me, people. I can hear you now. You can hear me now. Can you hear me now? 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 Okay, so hello, everyone. As everyone starts flooding in, hello, hello, everyone. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the stream. We're going to be doing a live review today. So without further ado, let's just get down to it. So, hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself. And today we will be reviewing the Grimlock accessory set from Iacon 3D Labs. So here we are, and there it is. This is the packaging. This is the there's no official packaging. This is the box. It was shipped to me in priority. Yes, let's take the stuff out of the box. We have a business card. Oh, how professional. There you go. Iacon 3D Labs. That's where this was sent to me from. Got a coupon code there and contact information. I'll put this in the description down below so you can contact Iacon 3D Labs and check out the site. There's some cool stuff on there. But yes, this was sent to me to take a look at, and we're going to take all the parts and pieces out and show you how all of this works. And this is pretty cool. And I do believe the proprietor of Iacon 3D Labs will be in the chat. He said he was going to be here. And so cool. So if you have any questions for him, he will be here and you can ask him directly, because obviously who would be more familiar with their product than the person who created it. So luckily you'll be able to ask him directly if you have any thoughts, questions, things, and stuff. There we go. There are all the bits and pieces. Get out of here. Get out of here, box. All right, so there we go. So this is how you get everything. Now, for the record, you can buy all this stuff in a bundle all together, or you can buy these things separately. You can buy the throne by itself. You can buy these. You can buy these by themselves, the sword and the crown. You can buy all these things separately if you want. You can buy them all in one bundle. So that's, I will tell you right off the bat, that is information I know. But here is all the pieces that you get, and we'll take a look at the parts for Grimlock in a little bit. But first, let's take a look at the throne. So the throne is comprised of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 components, lots of bits and pieces, and all of this is 3D printed. And yeah, it's a pretty nice print. Not too bad. Not too bad. Pretty nice print. I believe these parts are painted. You can also order these sets painted or unpainted. So obviously, if you want them painted, then that's going to cost you extra. But again, as always, it's up to you. But these are all of your components here, and they all have some nice little details worked into them. And this right here, more bits and pieces and odds and ends and bits and bobs. And I personally love the back of the throne. Actually has Grimlock's face on it with a G. Love that, because that seems like something Grimlock would do. King Grimlock anyway. And I love the back, the KG. Love that. King Grimlock. He owns it. He knows what's up. I love that. I personally love that. But yeah. So here are all the components of the throne. So now let's put the throne together. So there is an order of operations here on how you put this together. So where are the armrests? Okay, so these are the armrests right here. So these will just slide down. And all this is just the slots together. So slide the armrest down like so. That's how that works. And once you have that, this is the seat. And this will just slide back and just, you can see, just connect into all that like that. And this section here slides onto the back like so. And then the whole back just slides down onto the back, where backs usually go. Voila. And there it is. There is the throne. Yay! There is the throne. And that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, I have to say. I dig that. I dig that. I think it's a really cool design. I think it works quite well. My only one bit of criticism I do have is it's a little, you can see it's a little wobbly. Maybe tighten the tolerances just a little bit so things have a little bit more of a positive grab. But I mean, in all fairness, you can just, I mean, if you don't intend on ever taking this apart, you can just put some glue on it and that'll hold it nice and solid. But just a little bit more, snugness, you know, I think would be a good thing. But other than that, I think this looks really cool. I think it's really nicely done. So yeah, there is the throne. We'll just slide this back here. It's a nice throne. That's a nice chair right there. I want a chair like that. Somebody make a chair with my face on it. That's what I need. That's what I need in my life. But anyway, so we have parts for Grimlock himself. And what you get here is you get some some Sharkticon shoulder pads. That's right. He just rips some Sharkticon's heads off and decide I'm going to make them into shoulder pads. They're going to be my jewelry. So, but again, all 3D printed, done in gold. You get nice green there for the eyes. I really like that. They're pretty nicely done. Nice prints. I can work with it. So you get the 2 shoulder pads. And of course you get Grimlock's crown. Again, 3D printed. Not too bad. As usual, cat hair not included. Get out of here. Again, nicely done in gold. You do also get a sword for Grimlock with interchangeable blades. I like this blade because it has the, I don't know how well you can see it, but it has the crown. It has a crown and a G on there. Again, that's just precious. And you just have a plain blade right here. So another critique that I have is that the blade itself, it doesn't hold in. Now on the site, it does say, hey, you can just glue the blade in, but honestly, again, another critique I have is, tighten up these tolerances a little bit so there is actually some friction. I mean, so you make it so you can still interchange the blades, but just make it so there's some friction here so it will actually stay in place. Because the thing is, it's like, yeah, I could glue this in, but what if all of a sudden I decide, you know what, I don't like this one anymore. I want to put this one in. Now I am literally stuck with this. So, I mean, granted, I guess you can always just tighten up just thicken up the post with some floor polish or nail polish or some kiki. You can also do that as well. But yeah, I would suggest just tighten the tolerances on this a bit so there's actually, some friction. There's a positive grab there, but you can still change the blades out easily. So again, another critique I have, but just a suggestion to the artist. But yeah, so let's put this stuff on Grimmy here. So let's bring in me Grimlock. Here he is. Here me Grimlock. So, of course, the sword works as swords work. You just plug it into his hand. Voila. There you go. He's holding a sword. And again, that's a little too wobbly. That really does need to be. That needs to be tightened up. But there he is with his shoulder pads. I mean, with his shoulder pads. No, that's a sword. These are the shoulder pads. That's what these are. So you have a post that's just going to plug into the port right here on the sides of the shoulders. And these will hold in nice. Those hold in nice and snug. Right there. Boom. He's got his Sharkticon head shoulder pads. That's disturbing and awesome at the same time that he just has some decapitated Sharkticons as shoulder pads now. I dig it. I can work with it. I'm a fan. I'm here for it. And of course, his crown. Boop. Right there. And there you go. There you have King Grimlock. Yes. I dig it. I can work with it. I can work with all of this. I'm a fan. I am a fan. I particularly dig the shoulder pads. I really like the shoulder pads. But there you go. There you have Grimmy with all of his stuff on. And let's have Grimlock sitting on his throne here. Let's just get him all seated. Get him in a nice seated position here. Get him there. And there you go. Oops. Let's get him positioned just right. And there you go. There is Grimlock sitting. Ow, the sword stabbed me a little bit. That's not cool. But there you go. There you have Grimlock sitting upon his throne. And that makes for a pretty awesome display. I like that. I really do like that. That's cool. That's cool. Eddie Fat Wolf, me Grimlock going to rock Fashion Week. Exactly. He's going to rock Fashion Week. He's going to rock it in the best way possible. There's some decapitated Sharkticon heads on his shoulders. Why not? Why not? Did the sword draw blood? No, I'm fine. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. Sometimes this job comes with some hazards, we just have to deal with it, but we persevere, we move on. But yeah, that's cool. I dig it. So a couple other things to talk about here. So we have this little back piece here, and what this back piece is for, I'm going to slide this off. You can see there are 5 ports on here. So if you want to, you can take the swords, and the swords can plug in here. And if you have 4 other swords, you can just plug those. Have a little Game of Thrones thing going on. Hey, do what you want. That's pretty cool. So I like that little aspect. A little extra feature there. So you can do that if you wish. And there's also, let me take them off real quick so I can show this. There's also a little port right there. And what that's for is you can take Wheelie, or if you have Daniel, whoever you want, and they can just hang out there on the throne. And it just pegs right in. There you go. You can have Wheelie hanging out on the throne because why not? Dare I say, why not? He's the guard. He's guarding Grimlock with his little slingshot. There you go. He's guarding his king. Wheelie is guarding his king. So I dig that. I dig that. I can work with it. I'm here for it. I'm a fan. I like it. So yeah, a nicely done piece here by Iacon 3D Labs. Okay, so Iacon 3D Labs just said we will be making additional swords as the rest of the Dinobots are released. So there you go. So as we get more Studio Series Dinobots, he'll be making more swords, and we can plug them in all up there, and you can have his little Game of Thrones thing going on. But yeah, really cool. Mike Rawson, can we buy this set? Yes, you can buy this set. The link to Iacon 3D Labs is in the description. So you can go there. You can buy this set. And he also has some other stuff there for sale that is already up. Again, I'll show you his business card right here. He has stuff for Transformers, CMNC, Arcade 1-Up, Star Wars, Thundercats, Gargoyle, Storm Collectibles. He's doing stuff. He's doing things. So, yeah. But all in all, though, again, the only critiques I have are just, tighten up some tolerances. But other than that, especially with the sword, like that being as loose as it is, I'm sorry, that's not good. That needs to be tightened up so there's some actual friction there. So some kind of grab. Because, again, like I don't want to glue it, because if I want to change the blade out, then how am I going to change the blade out if it's glued in, So just, have some actual little bit of friction there just so it can hold in place, but still make it easy to swap out. Those are things that can be tweaked. But other than that, I think this is a really well done set. And again, you can buy this painted or unpainted. Obviously, painted, it will cost you a bit more. But if you want to customize this and do whatever you want with it, then you can just buy the unpainted set and just customize it to your heart's content. Because I know people like to do that. I would like to do that. I just don't have the skill to do that. But if I did, I totally would. But all in all, though, I think this is really cool. But yeah. Oh man, Aaron Joshua Castillo. Hey, I'm watching this at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Oh my God, go to bed, dude. Go to bed. You can watch this later. You can watch all this later. But thank you for being here, though. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. But yeah, all of this is like I said, pretty cool. I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about here. It's a throne and a crown and some really cool decapitated Sharkticon shoulder pads, but it's still A well done set, in my opinion. Like I said, my only real critique is just tighten some tolerances. But other than that, I dig it. I do quite dig it. It definitely makes for a very cool display. You know what? Hold up. Let me get Slag. I'm sorry, Slug. Slug. That's his name now. Slug. He's Mr. Slug. Mr. Sluggington. That's his name now. You can't call him Slag anymore because it's offensive somewhere. Sorry. Sorry if I'm offending anybody by saying that. He's a little dusty. Hold up. I got to get the dust off of him. There we go. We'll bring in him too. Oh, sorry. There's just, no. These things sit around, dust collects. It's a thing. Not only do I collect toys, but I also collect dust. So that also comes with the territory. It's like flying around now. So sorry, you have to see the dust flying around. There you go. There's Grimlock and one of his soldiers here. There you go. But that is really cool. Again, makes for a really cool display. I do quite like it, but there you go. There you go. This is pretty cool. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to talk about. There's not too much to talk about with this. What you see is what you get. But like I said, really well done. I dig it. I am definitely a fan, and I am definitely looking forward to whatever else Iacon 3D Labs is working on for their Transformers line. And yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing what's coming down the pipeline. Very good work. Very good work. Like I said, just tighten some tolerances. But other than that, cool. Very, very cool. So, alrighty. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to do this. So we're going to stop the review here. So I'm going to do the sign off and everything. We're not going to stop the stream. We're going to keep going because we're going to sit here. We'll chat because, I like to sit here and chat with you guys. But we're going to end the review here. I'm going to do the sign off. But after that, we're going to keep on going. We're going to keep on chatting. And then I'll just cut all that out once the stream is done. So people will just see the review by itself and not see like an hour of me just answering questions, because I know people don't want to sit through all that. So we're just going to we're going to end the review right here. So again, if you would like this set for yourself, again, you can go to Iacon 3D Labs. All the information will be in the description down below, so you can check that out. And as always, Big Bad Toy Store, EmGo's, Love Peace Paranormal, Twitter. Again, as always, all that stuff down in the description down below for you to check out. But there you go. I think that is pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Studio Series Throne. So the Studio set, let me get this right. I can get this right. There is the Throne and accessory set for Studio Series Grimlock from Iacon 3D Labs. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face.